All right, this is my second vlog on this channel. I'm not really sure vlogs are a thing I want to do at all, but sometimes I have opinions and I want to share them. And the opinion I just had now, I was watching some YouTube videos, sitting here in my office. It's like over 100 degrees outside. It's 1 a.m. I just put the t-shirt on, this t-shirt on because the one I had laying on my floor. Super hot in here. Maybe even hear my AC running in the background. But the message I wanted to share was that you are not as good of a communicator as you think you are. Or maybe you are, but you could be better, right? And so this is something I think is probably the most underrated skill in medicine. You know, we all put all of this effort into becoming good diagnosticians, good patient advocates, all these things. But really, the perception, the judgment of our skill is going to come down to how good we are at interacting with people. And those skills often kind of fall by the wayside. But they are learned skills, and you can improve upon them the same way you can improve upon any skill that you do, right? Becoming a good radiologist for me was very important. But similarly, I need to spend some time, working on personal skills. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have ended up in radiology in the first place, right? That's the stereotype. So two things I would recommend to you are read the book or listen to the book if you're an Audible fan. That's what I did. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He's a FBI negotiator, and he teaches you a lot of important things. I'll touch on some of those in a second. And then also follow the YouTube channel called Charisma on Command, because charisma is probably the most important skill in life that you can have, whether you're an introvert and extrovert. Just knowing how to comport yourselves in different situations, something I never really thought about as like a learned skill until I was an adult, and I was forced to teach classes, and I had to stand in front of people and present myself in a way that seemed authoritative and those types of things, but yet humble and that type of stuff. So how do you execute on those skills? That's really important. And I think it's something that we could all do better at. Many of you maybe watching this are far better than I am, but still something you could be better at. And, it's worth putting some effort into those things, because ultimately, the legacy that we leave on this earth is people's opinion of us. And that might come down to how good you are at communicating. You might do 1,000 fantastic surgeries better than, the next guy, but that might not be the legacy that you leave. And so how good of a communicator are you? So, two skills I think are really important that Chris Voss covers in his book, Never Split the Difference, is mirroring. So if someone's saying something to you that you want to engage with, in his context, it's a negotiator, which is a situation many of us are in, negotiating with, an administrator, a patient, an employee, whatever the case is just say back to them what they said to you to get more information. And then people feel heard, right? So if someone says like, oh, you missed this. Oh, I missed this? It gives them a chance to clarify, so just mirror back to them what they said to you. And then it allows them to give you a little bit more information and potentially even talk themselves into a place where they maybe realize that you might have been coming from a different vantage point than they were. And then you can kind of come to a mutual agreement. So it's a good way to convince people that maybe you didn't miss something, maybe they missed something, right? But just allowing them to express themselves and feel heard is really important. And then also just labeling. That's another thing he talks about in that book, is if someone's coming at you and they're feeling angry or hurt or scared, just say that. Be like, it sounds like you feel, got a fly flying around my face. If you label their feelings, again, they're going to feel heard, and they're going to feel like you're on their side, right? Because if someone knows that you understand where they're coming from, they're more likely to be to engage with you in a more compassionate way, rather than if you got defensive. Of course, you're going to push them away, right? And so, getting defensive is never a good idea for the most part. It's our natural inclination, but you need to practice this, and you need to talk yourself out of that kind of defensive posture, because it's never going to result in the outcome that you want. So, again, I'm not really the best person to be delivering this message. I have, a ton of my own personal flaws that, of course, I'm working on, and that's the reason I'm making this video, is because I think it's valuable to talk about, and more people need to think about this. So that's my vlog for this week. Hopefully someone finds it valuable. If you found this good, if you made it to the end, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, retweet it, share it, whatever the case is. And I hope to see you as a better communicator on my next episode. Thanks.